What's up, guys? My name's Alex. I previously worked as a quantitative trader on Wall Street, and what we're going to do in this video is we're going to hunt down some profitable bets. We're going to talk about profitable betting opportunities and really how you should be thinking about your sports betting. So we're on the OddsJam arbitrage page just under betting tools, and we've said this in a bunch of other videos, but arbitrage just essentially means you're placing equal and opposite bets on two sportsbooks in order to lock in a risk-free return due to discrepancies in odds. So for example, here we see Washington Nationals first team to score is plus 160 odds on FanDuel. If the Nationals score first, and you bet $100, you win 160 profit. But on Caesars, Marlins to score first is only minus 150, right? So this is an arbitrage opportunity. So you could earn a risk-free 1.54% return on capital later today, by the end of this game. Just pull up an arbitrage calculator. You can kind of put in your bankroll, however much money you can bet. Maybe your bankroll, your sports betting bankroll is a few $1,000s. Maybe it's bigger, maybe it's smaller. So you can kind of customize your stake with the arbitrage calculator to see exactly how much risk-free profit you can earn. Again, a 1.54% return. It may seem small, but you have to remember, you're getting back that return later today. So if I place an arbitrage bet, for $150 on FanDuel, I'm making $6 later today. It's just an extra $6 in my bank account, and it just takes a few minutes to log into both sportsbooks and place both bets. But we've also said there's a way to determine which side of the bet is good. So for example, right now I'm on Pinnacle Sportsbook. Pinnacle, one of the sharpest bookmakers in the world. So what we can do is we can see that according to Pinnacle, team to score the first run is plus 132, Nationals minus 155, Marlins, right? So the plus 160 on FanDuel for Nationals first team to score is also an arb to Pinnacle, one of the sharpest bookmakers, right, in the world. So this plus 160 is clearly the good side. The minus 150 isn't particularly good. So if we go to a no vig odds calculator, what we can do is put in Pinnacle's market, and what it's going to do is spit out the fair odds. So the fair odds are plus 141 according to Pinnacle's market if we removed the vig. In other words, the sportsbooks, the way they make money is they charge you the vig. So what you want to do is look at a sportsbook market and say, okay, they're charging the vig. That's how sportsbooks make money. So if we remove the vig, what are the fair odds according to that sportsbook? So in this case, from Pinnacle, one of the sharpest bookmakers in the world, we see that the fair odds for Nationals first team to score are plus 141.02. So that's clearly a good bet, this bet on FanDuel. So what we can do is go to FanDuel, and we can go to the Nationals game, and we can go to first team to score. Just got to find it. Team to score first. It's under hits and runs. And you see the Nationals are plus 160. So we'll see how much they give me. I'm limited. So again, they're only going to give me 780, but as a proof of concept. So we'll place one bet, 780. They barely gave me anything. So we can move on from that specific bet, and we can go to another one. So we can keep scrolling, and here we see another line discrepancy, right? Caesars and DraftKings, 10bet is a Canadian sportsbook. So DraftKings for first quarter money line has Patriots minus 145 odds. First quarter money line is plus 150 on Caesars, right? So this is an arbitrage opportunity. Once again, you could make risk-free money by placing equal and opposite bets on both sportsbooks. So what we can do is click on this particular market, and what we can see is FanDuel has Patriots to score first minus 168, Caesars minus 175. So at first glance, it looks like there's some value on the DraftKings line, Patriots minus 145. The line has actually been moving towards the Patriots over the course of the day, so it's possible DraftKings is just sleeping and haven't updated their first team to score market. So we can do the same thing. We'll go to Pinnacle, and we'll go to football, and then we can find the no vig fair odds. In other words, if you remove the vig from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, you get an indication of what the odds should be. Obviously, you never know the future in sports betting, but we do know one of these teams is going to score first, and we're just trying to get a sense of what the fair odds are for both points, right? What is the fair price for getting Patriots to score first? So what we can do here is we can look up first quarter money line. We see Patriots are minus 173 on Pinnacle, right? So it seems like DraftKings maybe is just way too low at that minus 145, right? So we'll do the same thing. We'll go back to the no vig fair odds calculator. We'll put in Pinnacle's market, right? Pinnacle has it minus 173 Patriots, plus 151 Jets. So we'll put in both sides of the market, remove the vig to get a sense of what the fair odds should be. So we'll put in minus 173 plus 151, and we see the no vig fair odds from Pinnacle are minus 159.06, right? So long story short, this bet on DraftKings minus 145 is a mathematically profitable bet, right? You're getting minus 145 odds, and that's a direct arb to Pinnacle, which has it minus 173 and plus 151 Jets. So if you had a Pinnacle account and a DraftKings account, right, you could place bets on both sides and make risk-free money. So one sportsbook, one bookmaker has to be incorrect. And in the scenario, because Pinnacle is the sharpest bookmaker in the world, we're using that as a source of indication that the bet on DraftKings is good. So what we can do is calculate, so we're betting on Patriots first quarter money line minus 145. And let's say we put whatever, $750 on it. So we'll go to DraftKings, we'll go to NFL. Again, we've said this before, great lines don't last forever, so make sure you're moving quick. We'll go to quarters, so we're on the first quarter, and then I want to find the Patriots, and then minus 145 odds. So a lot of people are wondering, like, okay, how much should I be placing on this particular bet? What a lot of people use is they'll use a Kelly calculator, so the Kelly criterion. But, just for the sake of argument, I'm not going to go through that right now, but we do have a video about it. So I'll put $750 on the Patriots first team to score, and I may have to reload the page. And we're going to see that our no vig win percentage, so according to Pinnacle, one of the sharpest bookmakers in the world, we should win this bet 61.4% of the time, and the fair odds, or the price where you should be indifferent between betting Jets or Patriots, should be minus 159.06 Patriots, plus 159.06 Jets, right? That would be the zero vig market if markets were fair and sportsbooks didn't charge the vig. We're getting minus 145, which is much better than minus 159. So this is a bet we're pretty happy with. So what we can do is we reloaded it. Let's see if they let me place it. And it's under review. So as you saw, I was limited on FanDuel. DraftKings will often take your bets under review. And we see they gave it to me. So they gave me $750. And then what we're going to do, like we've done in previous videos, is we are just going to calculate our win percentage and how much money we expect to make from this bet. We've said this in a lot of other videos, but your goal by the weekend, by football Sunday, right, is you have 40, 50 mathematically profitable bets placed, and then you ultimately just kind of like sit back. You have 50 uncorrelated, mathematically profitable bets on, and the numbers just kind of work itself out to make you money, where if you have a 4% mathematical profit margin on every bet, you just kind of see your profit tick up every single week. So the no vig odds, minus 159, no vig win percentage, 0.614. And then the no vig loss percentage is just 1 minus the no vig win percentage. So according to Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker, we should be winning this bet approximately 61.4% of the time. That's the true or the fair win probability. And when we win this bet, so this is our stake, right? That's our amount, is if we win this bet, our profit is $750 staked at minus 145 odds. So our profit is this. If the bet is to win, we're getting $517 profit, right? $750 staked at minus $150 or at minus 150 odds yields a profit of $517 if this bet wins. So our expected profit is simply our win percentage times our profit if we win. So 61.4% of the time, we're winning $517.24. The rest of the time, we are losing our stake, $750. So again, 61.4% of the time, according to Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, we're winning $517.24. The other 38.6% of the time, we're losing our stake $750. So the EV of this bet, our expected edge, is 28.086. It's positive, right? So it's a mathematically profitable bet. So I'll go back to the arbitrage page. Doesn't look like there's any new opportunities. I wish I could have bet this Nationals first team to score bigger. And then we can add this bet to our bet tracker, right? So again, the bet tracker, it tracks your closing line value. It tracks your profit and loss, which is really useful. So we can add that. So we've said this in other videos, but again, what this OddsJam column represents is it's a weighted average of the market from Pinnacle and from BookMaker. So as you can see, it looks like BookMaker is starting to really move away from SMU. They just jumped down to minus 104 in this SMU Louisiana Tech game. So BookMaker and Pinnacle, two sharpest sportsbooks in the world. So the OddsJam column just takes a weighted average of those two sportsbooks to give you an indication of the fair odds or the true odds or what the odds should be according to sharp bookmakers. Again, when injuries happen, when weather changes, the sharp action comes in offshore on offshore sportsbooks first. So you're going to see big line movements oftentimes on Pinnacle and BookMaker. Like if a player gets injured, you're going to see lines start to move on BookMaker first, which can be a great indication to you as a sports bettor that there's a profitable betting opportunity, right? Like when the best arbitrage bets occur and when the best positive expected value bets occur is a function of when information comes out, right? Like when players get injured. And if you can get there first and get indications that lines are starting to jump using the current markets on Pinnacle and on BookMaker, that'll really help you in your sports betting game. So we can kind of scroll through the OddsJam positive expected value page, see if there's anything else that we want to bet, right? Like here we can see in Boise State, Oklahoma. So we'll hit refresh on this very briefly. So we can see Virginia Tech first half point spread. Maybe that's interesting versus West Virginia. There was another one I kind of liked. So this one, right? It looks like, so we can go to Boise State, Oklahoma, and we're looking for that DraftKings plus 110, right? So BookMaker in this Boise State, Oklahoma State game has over 56.5 points, minus 111, under 56.5, minus 109, right? So kind of like a pick 'em, a 50-50 true odds, maybe plus 101 here. And DraftKings is giving you plus 110 on the under, right? And Pinnacle has it minus 133. So these are like Pinnacle's closer to DraftKings, but it looks like BookMaker is starting to move more towards the over. So this bet kind of seems like a pass, but it's just interesting. Like if you want to click on any game, look at the markets, you can kind of do that to see sports betting markets moving around. Like here we see BookMaker likes this under a lot better than Pinnacle does because Pinnacle still has the over 56.5 minus 133, whereas BookMaker only has it minus 111 at this point. Anyway, so the last thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about looking through your bets even after you've placed them. So some bets will guaranteed move in your favor. Some bets will move against you. It's just how it is. Like if you place a bet when fair odds are minus 135, that may drift to minus 140 or that may drift to minus 130. So lines can move for you or they can move against you. So what you can do is if you place bets for a few days out is you can kind of review your bets and determine, like I placed this bet this morning, Reds minus 135 money line odds in the Pirates game today. So we can see that now the Reds are minus 142 plus 131 on Pinnacle. So if we go to the no-vig fair odds calculator, we can see the fair odds or the true odds are minus 135.55. So initially when I placed this bet, Reds minus 135 was an arb to Pinnacle. It was much better. It was much more profitable, but the line has kind of moved against me. The line has shifted back in favor of the Pirates. So I don't like this bet as much, right? Like I placed a bet at minus 135 odds, and now true odds or fair odds are only minus 135.55. So I don't necessarily want to keep this bet open. Like, this is a good bet to cash out because now the odds I'm getting are essentially equivalent to the fair odds. So if I wanted to take off some risk, I could cash out the Reds bet because it's no longer as profitable. So we can see I have a lot of bets on the Reds. So I'll cash these out because they're no longer good, or I'll cash out a few of them. What we could do as well is you could go check Bookmaker's market. So if we want to go to the Reds game, where are you? Is here we see the Reds game. And you can see Bet Online is already giving you minus 138, right? I got minus 135. So I no longer feel that good about this. Like, Bookmaker has the Reds minus 145 plus 125. Pinnacle even less bullish, minus 142 plus 131. So these Reds bets no longer, they don't seem particularly great. So maybe you want to cash them out, right? Just as an example. And we can continue to go through, and you can kind of look through your bets and determine if you like them or not. So San Jose State versus Hawaii is another bet we placed. So we can look up this college football matchup. We got under 59.5 points plus 115 odds on DraftKings. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to under 59.5 points. And we see that now Pinnacle has this plus 105 and they have the over minus 128. Right, so if we go again to the no vague fair odds calculator, and what we can do is put in plus 105 minus 128, plus 105 minus 128. Again, this bet doesn't look particularly good anymore, right? It is no longer mathematically profitable. It's essentially fair, and I can cash it out for full value. So the line moved against me. So the line moved against me twice in a row, which doesn't feel particularly great. But we can see I also had the Marlins minus 105, and if we go back to baseball, you can see Marlins are now minus 119. So this line shifted a bit in my favor. So again, you just kind of want to go through and cash out the ones, if you can, for full value that have moved against you. So here we see over 51 points in Troy versus Southern Mississippi. We got plus 100 odds. So we can type in Troy. And we can pull up a few more, and then I think we'll call it a day. So we'll go to Troy, Southern Miss, over 51. Again, this line moved against me. Now the over's only minus 107, the under's minus 113. So another bet moved against me. This doesn't feel particularly great. That's 3 out of 4 bets that have moved against me. The Marlins moved in my favor, Reds moved against me, San Jose State, Hawaii moved against me, and Troy, Southern Miss moved against me. So I'm going to cash out these. But the great thing is I can cash them out for full value. I wagered 500, and I'm just cashing out 500. So Jets, Patriots, first half total points, over 20.5 plus 100 odds. So we can go back to football. We'll go to NFL. And then we can go to the Patriots-Jets game. We can go to first half. And we can see over 20.5 is now minus 120, right? So this bet is still incredible. So minus 120 plus 104. So what we can do is we can see Pinnacle's true odds are minus 120 plus 104 are minus 111.27. So we got a bet plus 100 odds that is fair odds to Pinnacle minus 111.27. So this bet moved a little bit in my favor. It got better. So I'm obviously going to keep it open. I'm obviously going to keep this bet open. So what we can do is look through a few more. So this one, it's not going to let me cash out, but we got Falcons plus 6.5 first half point spread, plus 120. So just as an example, it's not letting me cash out for some reason right now, but we can go to Falcons, and then we can go to first half, and we can see plus 6.5 is plus 103 on Pinnacle. It's an arb to Pinnacle, which has minus 6.5, minus 117. So this bet, still very good, right? This bet is still really good. It's an arb to Pinnacle. We're very happy about that. Texans plus 6.5, plus 130. And, you can do this across sportsbooks. I'm just showing DraftKings because, that's my book of choice. But if you do have questions about the specific books you should get, you can reach out to us. We're happy to tell you all the books available in your location. So here again, we see Texans plus 6.5 is only plus 108 on Pinnacle. This is a direct arb to Pinnacle, which has Cleveland Browns minus 6.5, minus 121. So again, the true odds, plus 108, minus 121. The true odds are plus 113.88, and the fair win percentage is 0.4675, right? So like if we wanted to go through this calculation again, that's our fair win percentage. That's our fair loss percentage. We bet $1,000 on it. So we put $1,000 on it, and this is Texans first half point spread. And we got plus 130 odds, I believe. Yep, we got plus 130 odds. So our profit if we win is 1,000 times 1.3 is 1,300. So our expected value is our profit times our win percentage minus our loss percentage times our stake is $75. So this bet has an expected profit of $75. That's positive. So what you essentially want to do is go through, find your no-vig win percentage, your no-vig loss percentage from Pinnacle, your profit, your amount staked, right? So the amount you staked, your profit, and then it's your profit times your no-vig win percentage, which is from the no-vig fair odds calculator, using Pinnacle's market, removing the vig, and then minus, your stake times your loss percentage. So you want all these numbers to be positive, right? If you're placing bets with negative expected value, negative edge, that is an unprofitable sports bet and you are losing money. So we can keep going through and you can see, you can kind of go through a bunch of these. Like there's a bunch of these. I'd want to do it for it all, for all of them, right? So we can see that under 50.5 we have in the Raiders-Steelers game. So this will be the last one we look at, and we'll go to the Raiders-Steelers game. And what you can see is if we go to under 49.5 is minus 148, right? And we got something even better, under 50.5 minus 130, and the no vig fair odds of under 49.5 are better than minus 130. So this bet is still incredible, so we definitely don't want to cash it out, right? The no vig odds for under 49.5 are minus 136.66 for under 49.5, and we got under 50.5. So that's a pretty incredible bet. Anyways, we'll call it there. Again, make sure to check OddsJam consistently. You never know when the best betting opportunities are going to occur. So just go to OddsJam, go to the arbitrage page, go to the positive expected value tool, hit the refresh button. You can customize your email alerts in your settings, if you want to receive email notifications, your minimum percentages, if you want to see player props or not, and enjoy the product, make some money. And again, just make sure even after you've placed your bets, you can go through and review the bets and make sure that you still want to keep them open. So we can see tons and tons of bets placed. So that's just an important consideration with all your bets, is going through and determining if the market has moved in your favor or against you, and if you want to cash out or keep them open. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much.